Om Sri Sai Ram. My humble pranams to the lotus feet of our Swami. Today being Ram Navami, an auspicious day, we Spiritual Discourses channel celebrate Rama Navami in the divine presence of Swami by reading Balakanta from Ramayana. Om Dasharataya Vitmahe Sita Vallabhaya Dhimahi Dhanno Rama Prajotayat. Sri Rama Navami is the festival that celebrates the birth of Lord Sri Rama, the avatar of the Treta age. It falls in the Chaitra month in the Sukla Paksha Navami of the Hindu lunar calendar. Lord Rama is revered as being the very embodiment of Dharma and one whose life serves as an idol for all mankind. Our beloved Swami says the inner significance of Ramanavami as Ramanavami, the birth of Sri Rama, is celebrated in all lands. Rama had deed, word and thought, body, speech and mind, ever pure and totally free from blemish. Really speaking, one ought to revere the story of Rama as a profound allegory. Every act and actor in that story attracts attention and gets imprinted on the memory because the allegory is personal to each of us. It is often said that Rama followed Dharma at all times. This is not the correct way of describing him. He did not follow Dharma. He was Dharma. What he thought, spoke, and did was Dharma and is Dharma forever. Now let us see Balakanta. The Ramayana has 7 long sections called Gandas. Balaganda is the first book of the Valmiki Ramayana. This Ganda narrates about Prince Rama's birth, his youthful adventures, and his marriage to the Princess Sita. Dasharatha was the king of Ayodhya and had 3 wives, Kausalya, Kaigeyi and Sumitra. Kausalya, eldest wife, was the daughter of king of Kosala kingdom. Kaigeyi belonged ruling family of Kekeya clan. Sumitra, third wife, she came from the ancient kingdom of Kashi but no children. The thought of his dynasty ending with him saddened King Dasharatha, and he was very eager to have a son who would take care of the throne of Ayodhya. King Dasharatha visited the royal family's guru Vashishta and narrated his problem. Vashishta comforted King Dasharatha by telling him that he would have 4 sons. With King Dasharatha's consent, Guru Vashishta summoned Rishi Shringi to perform the Putra Kameshti Yaga. The goddess gave him with a bowl of divine nectar. As the 3 queens sat to eat their share of the prasadam, an eagle snatched Sumitra's share. To console Sumitra, Kaigeyi and Kausalya gave half of their share each to Sumitra, with Kausalya and Kaigeyi each bearing 1 son, that is, Rama was born to Kausalya, Bharata was born to Kaigeyi, and Sumitra gave birth to twins Lakshmana and Shatruknana. Rishi Viswamitra trained the sons of King Dasharatha in the art of firing missile arrows embedded with secret chants that could cause the arrows to shower fire or water on its enemies and even follow them through the 7 worlds until they are killed. When Rama was 16 years old, Rishi Vishwamitra visited to the court of King Dasharatha, where the king received him with great honor. Rishi Viswamitra lived in the forest and was performing great sacrifices. However, the Rakshasas, Maricha and Subahu were disturbing sacrificial rites. He knew that Rama had taken birth on the earth to protect his devotees, and so he decided to visit King Dasharatha to ask him for favor. The rishi asked the king to send his sons to the forest with him. Reluctantly, the king agreed. Rishi Viswamitra took Rama and Lakshmana to his ashram as he needed Ram's help in slaying several Rakshasas that had been harassing him and several other rishis living in the area. Ram encountered his first problem female Rakshasi, Tataka. Tataka, a cursed Yaksha demoness. When asked to slay the Rakshasi, Rama considered it sinful to kill a woman. Rishi Viswamitra explained that evil had no gender. The killing of Tadaga liberates the Yaksha soul who was cursed for a sin and had to adapt a Rakshasi's body. Rishi Viswamitra presented Ram and Lakshman with several astras and sastras that would be of use to them in the future. Rama and Lakshmana were taught the advanced military arts and given the knowledge of all the weapons and their uses. Rishi Viswamitra told Rama and Lakshmana that soon he, along with some of his disciples, would perform a yajna for 7 days and nights that would be of great benefit to the world. And two princes must keep close watch for the two sons of Tataka, and Maricha and Subahu, who would try to defile the yajna at all costs. The princes therefore kept a strong vigil for all of the days, and on the 7th day they spot Maricha and Subahu coming with a whole host of Rakshasas ready to pour bones and blood into the fire. Ram pointed his bow at the two, and which one arrow killed Subahu and which the other arrow killed Maricha. Lakshmana dealt with the rest of the Rakshasas. The yajna was completed successfully. One day, a female child was found in a furrow in a ploughed field, and for that reason is regarded as a daughter of Bhumi, the goddess of the earth. She was found and adopted by Janaka, king of Mithila, and his wife Sunayana. Overwhelmed with joy, the king regarded the child as a miraculous gift of God. The king brought her to his palace and brought up as his daughter. She was named Janaki, and Narada called her Sita. In her childhood, Sita, while playing with her sisters, had unknowingly moved the table over with the Siva Dhanush, that is, divine bow of Lord Shiva, gifted to King Janaka by Rishi Parasuram for safekeeping, presented to Rishi Parasuram by the god Shiva, had been placed. This incident was noticed by King Janaka, and he decided to make this incident as the backdrop for Swayamvar. Rama, while going to Mithila for Sita's Swayamvar, along with Rishi Viswamitra and Lakshmana, stopped at then uninhabited hermitage of Rishi Gautam. Vishwamitra narrated Ahalya's story to Ram and asked him to free her. Akalya, the wife of Rishi Gautam, was a beautiful woman. Indra, king of gods, was tempted and decided to seduce her with trickery. He asked the moon to become a cock and crow early, fooling Rishi Gautam into thinking the dawn had arrived and causing him to go to the nearby Ganges for his usual morning bath. While the Rishi was bathing at the river, Indra assumed Gautam's form and visited Agalya, fooling her into thinking he was her husband. When Gautam returned, he encountered Indra emerging from his hut in his form. Spiritually powerful, Gautam employed his divine vision to see the whole episode. Enraged, he cursed Indra with impotence and cursed the moon, which had an unblemished look until then to have spots. Rishi Gautam, in a blind rage, also cursed his wife Ahalya to turn into a boulder. Innocent of any intentional wrongdoing, Ahalya begged for forgiveness. Gautam relented somewhat and said that when Rama was incarnated, he would bless her and break her curse. Rama touched the boulder with his foot and Agalya was immediately released from the curse. She fell to Rama's feet and washed his feet with her tears. She felt that her curse had become her fortune as she got the opportunity to seek Rama's refuge in person. She returned to her husband's place. Rama, Lakshmana and Rishi Vishwamitra ventured on journey and reached the beautiful capital of Mithila. The king of Mithila, Janaka, welcomed the great Rishi and inquired about Rama and Lakshmana, who were accompanying him. The brothers then set out to discover the beautiful city and visited Janaka's garden. It was a first meeting of Rama and Sita. Sita had fallen for Rama and prayed to Devi Gauri that she helped her to attain Rama as her husband. King Janaka has arranged a Swayamvar ceremony to select a husband for his daughter Sita. King Janak sent a messenger to invite Rama, Lakshmana and Rishi Vishwamitra to attend the Swayamvar, which included a contest. King Janaka announced that whoever, after lifting the bow, that is Shivadanush, from its place, string and shoot an arrow with, could be married to Sita. Many princes tried and failed to lift the mammoth bow. Rama effortlessly lifted, stringed and broke the divine bow. Sita approached Rama and placed a wreath around his neck. Janaka sent messengers to Ayodhya, from where a marriage procession consisting of Rama's family, friends and well-wishers departed for Mithila. Messengers were sent to the kingdom of Ayodhya to invite Dasharatha for wedding of his sons. Thereafter the two kings met and Janaka bestowed Sita upon Rama and his second daughter Urmila and Lakshmana. To Bharata and Shatrugna, Janaka gave Mandavya and Sukriti, daughters of the younger brother of Janaka. After the Swayamvar, Rama, Sita and the entire royal family began their journey back. Rishi Parasuram confronted with them. He was the sixth avatar of Vishnu and found it unbelievable that anybody could break the bow of Shiva. He bought Lord Vishnu's bow and challenged Rama to string and bow and fight a duel with him. Rama respectfully bowed to Rishi Parasuram and within a twinkling of an eyelid snatched the bow of Vishnu, stringed it, placed an arrow and pointed it straight at the challenger's heart. Ram asked Rishi Parasuram what he would give as a target to the arrow in return of his life. At this point, Rishi Parasuram realized that Ram is Vishnu incarnate, his successor. He accepted Ram's superiority, devoted his tapasya to Ram and promised to return to his hermitage and leave the world of men. Jai Sai Ram.
Jagadodara Janaki Rama, Jagadodara Janaki Rama, Paramodara Pattabhirama, Paramodara Pattabhirama, Jagadodara Janaki Rama, Paramodara Pattabhirama, Lakshmana Sevita Lavanya Rama, Lakshmana Sevita Lavanya Rama, Lakshmana Sevita Lavanya Rama, Maruti Bhujita Mangala Rama, Maruti Bhujita Mangala Nama, Shri Rama Jaya Rama, Satya Sai Rama, Shri Rama Jaya Rama, Satya Sai Rama, Jagadodara Janaki Rama, Paramodara Pattabhirama, Lakshmana Sevita Lavanya Rama, Lakshmana Sevita Lavanya Rama, Maruti Bhujita Mangala Nama, Maruti Bhujita Mangala Nama, Shri Rama Jaya Rama, सत्य साई राम श्रीराम जय राम सत्य साई राम जगदोद्धार जानकी राम